Man, it does not get much more Australian than that. It's a beautiful little rainbow trout. Oh man, it is pouring down. Oh, I'm gonna try and get in this tent, try and get dry and try and get warm, which is gonna be really hard to do. Oh, this is tough. Tough and slippery. Oops. Well, g'day folks, hope you're doing well, and welcome to the beautiful snowy mountains. And gosh, it feels nice to be back out here. I wanted to come to this particular spot for quite a while, and I think I chose a pretty good weekend to do it. Such gorgeous autumn weather at the moment. It's a really nice, gentle, crisp mountain air blowing, and it's just absolutely stunning out here. And just look at the country I'm hiking through, it's absolutely stunning, eh? It's a really nice spot. The plan for this weekend is to hike about 12 kilometres to this historic hut where I plan to spend the night, and then tomorrow just going to spend the day trout fishing, and with any luck I might be able to get something, but we all know my track record, which isn't the best, but I'll give it my best shot. Even if I don't catch anything, it's just such gorgeous country to come and explore, so I'm really looking forward to it, so I think it should be a good one. So anyway, let's get on our way, and we'll try and get to this hut pretty soon. Well, there's a second snake for today. I think I'm going to have to be pretty careful this weekend. It seems like they're out in full force, and unfortunately I didn't bring my gaiters with me, which is pretty silly, but to be honest, every time I've been to the snowies I've never actually seen any snakes, but I know you do get them up here, so I probably should have bought my gaiters. But yeah, I'm just going to have to be pretty careful this week and kind of watch where I step. Not quite sure what snake that was. Could be a copperhead, I could be completely wrong. To be honest, I don't really know the snakes in this area. I think there's a couple of species that you get up around the alpine regions. But it was a pretty beautiful snake. It had some really nice sort of bluish grey tones to it. And I also saw a black snake earlier on, so yeah, I think I'm going to have to be pretty careful this weekend. Man, what a cracking place, eh? It's a gorgeous little valley. It's nice little rolling hills. Got the river running through the middle, and just over at the base of that mountain over there, probably can't see it in the camera, but that's where the hut is. So yeah, let's go down the river and then we'll make our way over to the hut. Man, bloody hell, that is one gorgeous looking river. Such a beautiful landscape. And I'm really hoping that that river holds some trout. I'd love to be able to get one this trip. Going to have a quick cast. It's about 4:30 and I've still got about 2 k's or so to hike to get to this hut. So I'm not going to have a huge fish, I'm just going to have a few little flicks around here in these little pools. See how we go, but if I don't catch anything I'm not going to bother exploring too much. I'll save that for tomorrow because I really want to try and get up to this hut soon before it gets too much late in the afternoon, because also if someone else is up at that hut I'm going to have to come back down here and try and find a camp around here. So I don't have a whole lot of time, so let's have a few quick casts and yeah, we'll see how we go. almost had one then. He's only a small guy, probably about yay big or so. I don't think he put him in his mouth. I think he got him in the side of the face. And so as I was pulling him in, he managed to shake it off, which is a shame. But he wasn't big anyway, so no great loss. I have a few more casts, but then otherwise we'll start making our way up to the hut. Man, it does not get much more Australian than that. A timber slab hut up in the high country, nestled amongst these beautiful gum trees. You can honestly imagine like Banjo Patterson sitting on the front porch writing one of his poems. It's honestly one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Anyway, let's go take a look inside. Man, this place is so cool. How awesome is that stone fireplace? There's all these little bits and pieces on the walls as well. You've got like horseshoes and pots and pans and other bits and pieces that people left behind. And in this room behind me, you've got some bunk beds as well. Oh, this one's a cracker, eh? This is so sick. I love seeing how they built the place as well. So cool. Oh man, all I want in life is a nice little timber cabinet like this on a property, and that will do me, hey. Alright, so just a few little rules regarding these high country huts. So they're technically for emergencies only, so you're meant to always bring your tent with you, and there's always plenty of space outside the huts to put a few tents up. But if you are out here in bad weather and you do need to seek some shelter, then by all means you are allowed to use the huts for emergencies, but it's encouraged to try and bring a tent and to sleep in that, because these huts have a lot of cultural and heritage values, so we want to try and preserve them for as long as we can. But you are allowed to have a fire inside them, as long as you do it safely, obviously, because these are made out of timber, so they can burn down very easily, and plenty of them have throughout the park. So you got to be really careful about that. But you are allowed to have a fire in them and cook up inside them. But yeah, like I said, just make sure you're very careful. It's always good to have water and stuff in there with you, just in case something goes wrong, because the last thing you want to do is burn one of these beautiful things down. So anyway, I've got my tent in my bag, so I'll get that out and we'll get that set up. Alright, so for dinner tonight, I'm just going to make like a halloumi and sweet potato sort of taco wrap kind of thing, just with some caramelized onion, got some cucumber and a little baby cos lettuce, and here I've just got some garlic aioli and just some olive oil. And just wrapped up in this beeswax wrap, just got some halloumi cheese. For once, my wraps aren't destroyed. Actually lasted pretty well in this Ziploc bag. Now, first up, chop down some cos lettuce, some cucumber, sweet potato, then we'll put on some halloumi, and just some red onion. And lastly, just drizzle some garlic aioli over it. And there you have it, a nice little bush taco. Looks bloody delicious, hey? So let's get stuck in. And that's really nice, hey? Absolutely delicious. If you guys are a bit skeptical about hiking meat into the bush, or maybe you're going for an extended trip and you don't think meat's going to last more than sort of a couple of days, halloumi is a pretty good substitute, I find. That's why I use it so much, because especially on trips like this where I might catch a fish, I might not, never quite sure. It's always just good to bring some halloumi, just in case. If I caught a fish, and I just would take the halloumi home and it'd be fine. But if I catch a fish, then I get to eat that. So I just think halloumi is a pretty good substitute. I'm buggered. I think it's about 9 o'clock. It's been a mighty long day, eh? I was up at about 4 o'clock this morning. And I think I left home about sort of 4:30, quarter to 5. It's about a 7-hour drive and then a 12-kilometre hike to get into this hut. So a pretty decent trek. So absolutely buggered. Very keen for bed. I'm just gonna sit back and watch a bit of the bush telly for a bit, maybe put on some music, just relax for a little while, and then crawl into my tent and hopefully get a good night's sleep. It's meant to be pretty cold tonight. When I was driving down this morning, it was about 3 degrees or something, so it's definitely getting into winter. But I got my good quilt with me tonight, so I think I should be sweet. On that note, let's wrap it up here, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Well, good morning guys. Man, what a beautiful place to wake up to, eh? That was a really nice sunrise. Fortunately got some clouds moving at the moment, but I think it may turn around for most of the day, but even still, it's so bloody beautiful out here. Just watching the light earlier on, just sort of move through the landscape and all that fog just lift up off it. It's bloody gorgeous. Being a photographer, it's so hard for me to put the camera aside and just sit down and appreciate it, but just everywhere I point the camera, it's just like a picture perfect image, eh? It's bloody gorgeous out here. Absolutely loving this place. I honestly feel like I'm in Banjo Patterson's The Man from Snowy River. It's just so authentically Australian out here, eh? The blokes who built this cabin sure chose one epic spot to do it. But yeah, so it's about 8:45 now, so I think I might slowly start packing camp down, and then we'll make our way down to the river and go for a bit of a fish. Well, we've got some pretty ominous looking clouds coming in and it's starting to sprinkle, so might be a bit of an interesting day today. I'm really hoping it doesn't get too strong. There is a potential for a thunderstorm later on, so we just have to see how we go. Fingers crossed it doesn't get too bad though. Well, this is a pretty sweet little campsite. It's nice and flat. Not too many shops around, so be able to set the tent nice and easy. So we've got a nice little fire pit. We've got the river just behind me, so easy access to get some water and go for a fish. So I think this might do me for tonight. But before I go for a fish, I'm just going to have some lunch. I'm absolutely starving, eh? So just got some biltong and just some nuts and some snakes. I've only just started bringing snakes into the bush over the last couple of months, and man, it's honestly probably one of the best things to have for lunch, eh? It's a nice little morale boost. So you get pretty sick of just nuts and stuff, so I don't like to make anything too elaborate for lunch. So a few little snakes definitely does the job. I'm just going to give this little rainbow trout lure a go again. I've always seemed to have pretty good luck on him, so we'll try with him first. Damn it. First cast, I managed to hook a fish, but I didn't have the camera rolling. And as I went to go get the camera going, I managed to jump off the lure. Man, filming, honestly, is like so hard for a rookie fisherman like myself. When you're trying to add filming into the mix, it's really difficult. I should probably honestly just focus on trying to catch a fish, eh? But anyway, we'll just keep on going. Oh yes, come here. Oh. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, cool, in the tree, mate. Look at that, guys. It's a beautiful little rainbow trout. That's really nice. Let's let him go. Phew! How good was that? Nice little rainbow trout. Pretty stoked with that guy. He was probably maybe just legal length or so, but it's still pretty small, so I didn't really feel like keeping him. So I let him go, live to fight another day. And we'll just keep making our way up this river and see if we can have any more luck. But I do have these some pretty dark clouds moving in, but I'm going to persist for as long as I can, because after that little catch, I'm on a high. Oh, you're joking. Oh, you're kidding me. I just had a massive brown trout on. We've been at least probably 35, 40 centimeters. Just jumping up over there. I got him to about right in front of me and unfortunately shook himself off. I'm kind of amongst all this like dense scrub, so it's hard to get a good angle, but he was a cracker. Oh, he was a really good one. And it's just starting to rain as well, so can't believe he got away. Oh, well, that rain's well and truly come in now. It's starting to get pretty heavy. Spewing. Just as I start to find the fish, the rain comes over. Might just hang out for a few minutes here and hopefully it passes over. Otherwise I might have to get back to the tent for a bit and chill there until it clears. Man, just as the fish start to bite, that brown trout honestly was an absolute cracker. Spewing I couldn't land him. Anyway, let's go try and get some shelter for a bit. Well, there's not a whole lot of cover around here. It's kind of lacking decent trees, so I'm just trying to shelter amongst this tiny little tree here, and it's doing a half decent job. The rain's kind of coming in from that angle, so it's kind of protecting me for a little bit, so let's just hope this blows over. Oh, yes, yes. Oh, damn it. Not again. That was a nice sized brown trout. Spewing. Keep spitting the bloody lure out. In all fairness, I do crimp my treble hooks. I do crimp the barbs just because I find when I'm out in the bush by myself, the last thing I want is to get one of these stuck in me and I can't get it out. So I always crimp the barbs. So that's probably one of the reasons they keep spinning it out. But oh, it is really coming down now, hey. Oh, this is tough. Tough and slippery. Oops. Oh man, wish I was on the other side of the bank. So much more open. But the last thing I want to do is wade across this freezing river right now. Well, I kind of went as far as I could go on this side of the bank. It starts to get pretty thick and overgrown here and quite steep, and it's just an absolute nightmare to push through. I'd love to try and get over to the other side of the bank because it's nice and open and clear over there, but I'm not keen to go through this river. I'm already pretty cold as it is, and going through that water is going to be absolutely freezing, so I'm not too keen to do that, but I still do want to fish. It's about 3:45 or so, and I still would like to fish a little bit more. So I might try and go up and down the bank and see if I can find a nice place to cross over where I don't get too wet. But yeah, otherwise I might just make our way back to camp and do a bit more fishing on the way back. So just changed up the lure to a little brown trout rapala. So we'll see if that has any better luck. Well, looks like the rain's back. Whoa. And the wind. Oh, it's starting to get pretty heavy now. Might have to make my way back to camp. Oh, well, that rain's come back now and that wind started to pick up as well. And it is bloody cold, eh? My pants are just soaked, so it's gonna be a pretty cold night, I think. But I think it's about time we start making our way back to camp. Might do a bit more fishing on the way back. I think it's time we get back and try and get out of this rain. Oh, oh man, it is pouring down. And I'm absolutely soaked. Just head to toe, just dripping. Oh, I'm gonna try and get in this tent, try and get dry and try and get warm, which is gonna be really hard to do. And I'm back at the tent now, and it's just absolutely pouring. Oh, this is crazy. Oh, well, made it back to the tent and absolutely dripping. So I just had to strip off my pants and jump in my thermals to try and stay warm. But everything is just absolutely soaked and the camera's fogging up and it's just a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. But lucky I've got the 10 here. So the rain seems to have stopped, which is good. So I'm just going to try and get my life back in order, and I'll get back to you guys then. Oh, these pants are absolutely soaked. Oh, these are soaked. Well, it's about 6:30, and for the last hour I've just been laying here trying to get warm. I've been absolutely freezing, but I really wish I didn't get my pants so wet, but unfortunately couldn't really help it. But yeah, definitely don't want to be putting them back on, so I'm just basically sitting here with my quilt, just trying to get warm. And I'm starting to warm it now, which is good, but like I said, it's about 6:30, so I think it's about time we get some dinner on, and then after that, pretty much just going to call it, because it's going to be a pretty uneventful night of just me sitting in my tent. So yeah, let's get some grub on. Just got some coleslaw and just top it off with the garlic aioli. Well, that dinner absolutely sucked. Honestly, it's probably one of the worst meals I've ever cooked. Basically, the veggies were undercooked and it had no flavour, so definitely not one of my finest meals. But anyway, on that note, let's wrap it up, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Well, good morning guys. Man, it is bloody cold, eh? Everything is just frozen. Like, look at my sock. it's just frozen, eh? My pants, because my pants were left outside last night, they've got all ice all over it. I'm trying to zip the bottoms to the pants, and they're so bloody stiff, eh? Oh, I'm so not keen to put these on. Like, I've got my leggings on at the moment, but I figured I may as well just try and get these pants on. Even though they're wet, they'll eventually dry out. And can't really be walking around in their leggings all day, can I? Oh man, this whole valley is just blanketed in fog, so it's bloody cold. It's about 8:30 now, so I'm just gonna quickly try and get the camp pack down and get on out of here. Like I said, I got a pretty decent hike out of here, and then a pretty decent drive, so I don't want to sort of dilly-dally for too long. I cannot even get these pants on, eh? My fingers are freezing, and this is like frozen solid. Oh, anyway, leave me with it, and I'll get back to you guys in a bit. Oh, have a look at that. Frozen solid. Man, that was one cold night last night. Oh, Too good. Too good. Well, no luck with the fishing this morning, unfortunately. So it's about 10 o'clock, so I think it's about time to head on back to camp. Alright guys, well it's about 10:30. I've got about a 10-hour trip to get home, so I think it's about time to wrap this trip up. Just want to say a big thanks to all you guys watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. But as always, big shout out to my Patreons. Really appreciate all your support. And if you're new to the channel and you like these kind of videos, then feel free to check out my other stuff. And if you give me a thumbs up and subscribe, that'd really help me out. So anyway, till next time guys, hooroo.